This week, we saw a lot in the news. Mostly it was invaded by politics because we had the presidential debates, running mate debates. We could also see that in the global news, there's a report about how the global economy is performing. We could also see some appointments. For example, Joe Biden has appointed the Kenyan ambassador. And by this appointment, it shows how much ICT is very important given the nature of this appointment. We could also see EABL has doubled its profits and therefore has issued more dividends because the sales for EABL product, that is beer, have soared. I told you before that the private sector is performing very well. Kenyan moves into the production of fertilizers, which means that the public sector, the challenges which are being beveling the macroeconomic environment are not yet affecting the microeconomic environment because the global economy report shows is bad. And Kenyan economy is being shown to be a serious issue about unga. When unga makes a headline in a country, people raise a lot of concern. So this week's focus, to me, is about media leadership. Why is that the case? First of all, let us analyze what is the role of the media. The media has always been seen as the fourth estate, which means there must be at least three estates. The first estate is the public sector. The second estate is the private sector. The third estate is the civil society. The media is the fourth estate because it helps to report and brings accountability across these three estates. And therefore, media, to be able to do that, it must also be equally accountable and offer leadership so that it can be able to check all those three other estates. So, is the media doing its part? I don't think so. And why am I saying that? First of all, why does the media exist? Because to be objectively assess it, we have to know why does the media exist. A media exists to inform. That's why they provide news to inform. Media exists to entertain. And also media exists to be able to educate. So, why am I calling upon mediaship? There is a feeling that the media has been doing more of entertainment and less education and less of information. Why is that the case? When the media reports about how Kenya looks like, you may have a feeling that Kenya is the worst country to live in. But the media doesn't tell you how well other things are happening or in Kenya, in the private sector, in the civil society sector, in education sector, among other sectors. But nevertheless, the media has not told you that Kenya is the leading African country in terms of how it is performing regarding inflation, which has affected the world because of the global economic crisis in the issue of fuel, COVID-19 and the rest, followed by Rwanda, then South Africa. And the media needs also to tell you that Europe and the US is doing very well, very badly. Inflation rate in the US and Europe is between 30 to 40. For example, in Spain and mostly of the welfare states in Europe, people are being given free tickets to travel in the public transport because they can't afford it because of the cost of living. Why is the media getting this wrong? If you want to understand this, you have to understand how is the media structured. If you go to media houses, for example, in Kenya, you find something called the sports desk, you find a political desk, you find a business desk, you find a features desk, then also you can find children's desk, geographical desk, among others. These desks are put in different categories. Are these desks speaking to each other? Worse still, when you read the news, or if you say how the news has been outlaid, you'll find what is called global news, you'll find regional news, you'll find local news, then you'll find county news. But no one tells you in a panoramic view, in a global view, how does all these desks, regional, national, global, and county news add together? And it's also very true. I've heard people saying in normal life by saying, my spiritual life is this way, my academic life is that way, my career life is this way, my family life is the other way, my spiritual life. So how many lives do you have? We have to understand that there's what we call integrity, whereby all these lives add up to one life. You can't tell me I'm a very good husband, but I'm very terrible in career. And you can't tell me I'm spiritually terrible, but I'm very good in place of work. You need to have integrity of life. So media need to start reporting an integrated news whereby all the citizens in Kenya, our society, can understand this. And that's why I say we need to question the role of media in re-establishing the truth and trust in society by giving us what we call an integrated news, not one part of the news, and the citizens are not clever enough to add all these desks and all the regions to give us the good news. For example, the global economy shows that Africa has got the most important resources, which means natural resources. How can Africa get natural resource dividends? Also, we are told in statistics that Africa has what is called the youth dividends because our demographic favors us against the rest of the world. How can we get the youth dividends? For example, which kind of training should we do? Which kind of retooling should we do? Which kind of skills should we focus on? How do we prepare ourselves for what is called the fifth industrial revolution, which is going to be on the phone? When Africa is hosting copper, cobalt, all these things which are going to be very important for the phone technology. Why don't the media come up with the news that can be able to make us have an integrated understanding of news? And that's why we call upon the media to report, especially now that we're going to a political season. Let them not feed us too much with politics, which is entertainment, less to do with information and education. And also remember, let them be able to put the politicians in their tests so that they can tell us how they are going to do the things we need to be done, not just entertaining us in debates, personality cult, attacking each other here and there. We need the media to be very responsive during this time, and the peace we are looking for will be very important. Remember, Aristotle once said, strategically, you don't need to focus on winning a war. The most important thing is to bring peace together. So how can the media, after all the chaos, what's happening in the political environment, the economic environment, our life, how can the media bring peace to you in your mind on how they do news reporting? That's my challenge, and I hope media will be able to take this into consideration on how to offer media leadership by establishing the truth and giving us the news that can be able to help us make decisions in our daily life, whether it's economically, spiritually, family, among other aspects of our life. Thank you.